Hello and welcome to the second round of fixtures for Division 2 in the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance. You can see there on the screen that the away teams did not have a great time last time. Los Uracas, the only goal scorers there. I'm joined again by CM Fortuna. Good evening.
Good evening. Looking forward to a few more goals tonight.
Yes, yeah. Well, goals for the away teams. The home teams absolutely dominating the fixtures and all coming out with victories, leading us to the early stage table, Roundhay top and Stackington bottom. Our fixtures for today sees a bit of a mix. Obviously, too early to tell in the season, and we'll just follow through the order in which we are given. And it starts off today with the OTs versus Radaby FC. And Radaby, looking at their team first, they made a few changes from their cup game that they scraped victory over the non-league side. What did you make of that in midweek?
That was an interesting one, wasn't it? They certainly had a scare, but a few late substitutes and turned the game right around. The strength showed out. It'd be a disappointing result to only win 3-2, but they'll be pleased to come through and go into the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. They've moved the wide players a little further back today, and gone for a very, very strong spine. Do you see them performing against Mr. Intrinsic's squad?
I think it's got all the hallmark of a good game, really. I like Day at left wing back. Not so sure about Tomasi right wing back. I like him in the centre, but he definitely does a good job out there. It's Ronaldinho up front. I'm interested in because I normally play him in the attacking midfield positions, but I'm sure he can do a job up there too.
He can indeed. Hopefully, Steve will be thinking that this is the right squad for him today. We push through with Oliver Kahn selected as captain for today, and the Oatcakes with Larry Pike's team today. It's unchanged.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the formation. It's not good for OCD sufferers, but it's excellent just having the back. It looks like a real interesting lineup. The three up the top is something different from what we see certainly in Division 1, and I'm just hoping they can make it a nice attacking game.
Yeah, it's as you say, looks like a good one. And with the Oatcakes at home, maybe it'll give them that little bit of hope against a Rugby side, which in all testing for everybody seems to have come out very, very strong. We kick off and hope for some goals for both sides, really. First 10 minutes, I'll suggest nothing really. Jeff Whitley with the only real chance of the game so far. And 20 minutes in, Radaby not really testing whatsoever. They're going for it now. Crespo's had a bit of a chance. But at Pikelet Village, they're hoping for a bit more action, really. Dede with a chance there. And Tomasi getting forward. Veron looks like a Tomasi assist there and a Veron goal. 1-0 to Radaby. They'll be slightly relieved there. Heading in towards the break. Can the Oatcakes get a chance to equalise? They've had one but not managed to do it. And 2-0, Day with a solo effort. So full-backs, well, the wing-backs doing a great job so far for them. And at half-time, it really has been a tale of those two wing-backs.
Yeah, I think they've done really well, particularly as the half has progressed. Otis seem to start off all right, but it's just hitting the target's their problem. Whereas Radaby have really made the most of it, 5 or 6 shots on target. And like you say, the wing backs have done a real good job with looking like an assist and a goal.
It certainly does, yeah. Possession for Radaby, action areas suggesting it's them as well. And but I don't think that the Oatcakes are totally out of it. I think that they'll be a little bit worried by some of the ratings that their players have been given. Whereas Radaby, no one's really passing the ball too much. Patrick Vieira is certainly a ball-winning player, and it was the assist for Tomasi. And Dede looking much of a threat there. Just going to have a quick check on the substitutes for the Oatcakes. Consulting my book here. The Oatcakes for their substitutions, just lost it there. We are okay to continue, I think, at this point. Oh, Phillips off for Tepi Moylan and if 6 or below, so we'll make that change at half time and then go to 60 minutes for the other changes. Okay, and we push on to the second half. And then the Nikiforenko goal doesn't quite justify the substitution that's been made for the Oatcakes. 3-0 Veron and 4-0 with Crespo. So, well, the halftime quite tense. 60 minutes, much changed story. What do we see happening here? We see for the Oatcakes, they will be going for Marchant for any tired forward and Willie Jamieson for any poor defender. Do we have a tired forward of the three?
Well, the 88's the worst. I mean, physically, they're looking great shape, don't they? A lot of them.
Yeah, any poor of the Mendes, Agota? If San Nazario will stay on, Mendes or Agota, a substitution.
Mendes, I suppose, based on condition, 3% less.
Let's go with Marchant on and Willie Jamieson for any poor defender performing there. Aspin and Adamidis, well, they're both performing quite poor. I mean, you probably wouldn't take your captain off necessarily.
No, I don't. I mean, Whitley's not having a good game, is he? But yeah, if Instruction is a defender, then yeah, get Big Willie on.
Yeah, instructions as much as possible with there we can do. Radaby, no changes, and we head on to the rest of the game. Nikiforenko coming off though immediately, and obviously we see Best as I think, would this be a Ronaldinho back and Vieri up front?
Yeah, I think that's what I do. I don't think Harry Kewell's greatest fans in charge, is he? So yeah, I think that'd be a great way of doing it.
That was it, yes. Yeah, the thinking behind it of Steve Wright not being Kewell's biggest fan, despite the fact he's put him in his squad. Ronaldinho going backwards. He hasn't scored yet. It gives a chance for another one, and Ronaldinho probably in a more creative position for him. Vieira coming off just 2 minutes later. That's a Lee Bowyer move there. And Bowyer wide for Tomasi.
Well, there's Milevsky on the bench too. He's a
Oh,
DM,
yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, it probably is a Milevsky move there, isn't it? For someone just going to that centre. They are 4-0 up. It's
a nice anchor shape, isn't it, that formation? I like it. I think it gives them the solidity, but also makes them a real potent attacking team. And Vieri and Crespo, I mean, they're always guaranteed to get goals.
Yes, I mean, Steve Wright will be a bit disappointed with the 2 injuries, but I think Larry Pike will be a little bit disappointed with his team. He said he was testing them out with making no changes, giving them the option of playing a bit more. And into the last 10 minutes, still at 4-0. They've had a chance with San Nazario, but Vieri coming forward again for Radaby with another one into injury time almost now, and it looks very, very convincing for Radaby. Full time 4-0, and Veron taking man of the match, but good performances all around for them, and it'll be a shame for Otis, but a few players standing out as giving him a good shout forward. That at 0 attempts on target will concern Larry Pike, I'm sure.
Yeah, 7 shots is quite a number to get them all off target. I think San Nazario got a 7, didn't he? Marchant was on a 7 for a lot of the second half till he dropped just before the end. So the subs did all right. Willie got a 7 as well. So it just need to be a bit more efficient in front of goal. Whereas Radaby really showed what he's taking all your chances, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 goals for them. Very, very solid. Centre backs, I suppose they weren't really tested to get any better than that. And the substitutes who come on, it's been a quiet end to the game. I think that Steve will be very pleased with that performance. And Larry, he's got a few things to think about going forward. I don't think he'll make wholesale changes yet. I'm not sure, but 2 games in, and not the greatest performance there, unfortunately for him. 4-0.
They're creating chances.
They are.
Too worried about it.
Yeah, certainly getting the chances, just not quite on target yet. We're looking to Los Urracas versus Roundhay Park Avenue. And if we just take a quick look at Roundhay's first game, they gave the Danglies a spanking in the first game there, 5-0. Henri and Riquelme with 2 apiece. But you're looking to the first team, and Henri is now on the bench.
It's a bold move, that, isn't it? It's you see Roy Keane's coming for Henri, so they've added a bit more creativity in the team there. But he gives it a real solid look around that base. It's a good back line. Keane and Vieira in defensive mid, and then Cole, Riquelme, Rui Costa. It's 10 people behind the halfway line that you can't really beat, can you?
No, very solid, and the runners will certainly make that link towards Van Nistelrooy. I can see them giving them a really good game here. We've seen Los Urracas a few times this season with them playing in the cup, and we know that they're capable of scoring goals. And you'll see here that they've made a bit of a change to their lineup as well, auto assigning numbers for them today, I believe. Yes, and Los Urracas, the change there, you can see Patrick Cliver has been taken out in favour of Alan Shearer.
Yeah, well, Cliver's 92%, so Shearer's a fresh face. Shearer is a good striker on the game. Don't necessarily always get the best out of him as a human manager, but he does score goals in it. And Dyer on 92%, he's looking a bit ropey. He's susceptible to injuries, isn't he? So hopefully he can last the pace. But again, I like the formation they're going with. I like the lineup. I think it's looking like a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 2 teams that know where the goal is from their results. We're looking to Los Urracas. They just overcame the non-league side, but you go back to their opening league game, a defeat to 76ers, but their cup game of 6-0, very, very big win there. We will head into the game, and it promises to be a decent one. And we'll kick off. Rui Costa's had a chance. He just hit the bar, just at the top of the bar. So Roundhay coming forward pretty well straight away. It seems to be very yellow at the bottom.
Yeah, it certainly does.
As we say that, it's a goal, and it's Mike Duff making the opener there for Urracas. Fantastic for them to go 1-0 up against the run of play. But you can never discount the Magpies.
It's all about you taking your chances. We saw that last game.
We did indeed. It's 2-0, and it's 2 for Duff. Well, a bit of a rarity there, but he's on a hat trick already after just under 40 minutes.
Yeah, great performance from the young man.
Ronnie Johnson's booking, probably the only downside to Urracas' first half there. We take a look at the stats. Well, take a look at the ratings first of all. Samwell and Duff doing very, very well. Van der Sar and Carlos Puyol not quite living up to it. But if you just looked at those match stats, I don't think it tells the story of the game.
No, Roundhay did start off rather well, but 2 shots, 2 goals for Mike Duff in particular. Roundhay haven't really got going yet, but still all to play for. I don't think this one's over yet.
No, it's certainly an intriguing one for the chances, and just seeing how Urracas. There isn't really no wonder that Van der Sar's a bit off on his rating when both shots have gone in from Mike Duff at this point. Just looking into it, the reasons behind this performance: Walter Samuel winning all 8 tackles in the first half, and apart from Sol Campbell, there's a bit
Joe
to
Cole's
work on there.
looking
Joe Cole,
under the weather, yeah.
50%. Yeah, I think that injury he'll be coming off in seconds if he doesn't go off now. So, any plans for the substitution here? Well, Perez is the one who's been suggested as the substitute here for Joe Cole, so he'll come on earlier than expected, but absolutely necessary for the second half. Will it make a difference? Yeah,
it's a blow, but Perez is still a very good player.
Very, very good indeed. Yeah, we look into the second half, and Urracas will still be pretty happy, despite the fact Roundhay have come forward immediately. It is again a yellow start to the half. we know that meant nothing in the first half. It looks like they're pressing for a goal pretty well at this point. And substitution, we're at 59 minutes, and Mike Duff there on a 10. Uraka's in terms of substitutions, it basically was if losing at this point, so they won't make any changes there. Whereas round here, we have Van Nistelrooy for Henri suggested here, and that will be made. There we are. In terms of others, just injury based. So there's only maybe potential injury there to one, but not an actual injury. We'll continue, and Uraka's still with their 2-goal advantage with half an hour to go. The 10 minutes didn't produce a whole load there. Vieira's put one over the bar. And an injury to Duff.
Oh, he's playing so well as well. That's a real blow to the team.
It does look a bit of a disappointment to them at this point. I mean,
I'd just
really,
stick Agahauer out there myself. That's what I'd normally do. It's I've no shame in playing someone like Agahauer and right wing back, but
I think Agahauer's the man to come on, but I do see it being a more of a Dyer, Bowyer, Agahauer switch going into that position. Just thinking of sort of players playing in more natural positions. Dyer being a capable right wing back, Bowyer being able to play a bit further back, and Agahauer going into there.
Yeah. Again, it makes sense. Yeah.
Looks okay to continue. 15 minutes to go, and both victories. Well, I say victory, potential victory here, and the previous one blotted by injuries.
Yeah, maybe it's the thick and fast games that are coming through.
Yeah, we've had some plenty of games for Iraqis at the moment early in the season. I mean, they could make it 3-0. Shearer's put one over. He's played well, but not scored. I don't know what Dan Hazell will make of, again, strikers misfiring for his team. But when Mike Duff scored 2 from his 2 shots, assisted by Bowyer and Shearer, I think he'll definitely be happy with how that's gone.
Yeah, real good performance. There's only Bowyer, Riquelme, and Ronaldinho below 8 of the starters. And Mike Duff obviously had an excellent game. So it's a real shame to see him go off, as it was with the injuries last time. So let's hope these injuries we've seen so far aren't too serious.
Absolutely. I mean, 8 shots, 5 on target for both teams. I don't think round here can be too disheartened with defeat, but I think that is much more about how well the Magpies have played.
Yeah, the home team played really well, but I wouldn't be too disappointed as round here manager. Vieira's putting a decent performance in midfield. A bit unlucky with Cole going off injured, and no one else really got started too well. But if you look at the stats, it's an even game. So on another day, they could have got the 3 points.
Yeah, very much so. I think heading on, both teams have some things to think about there. How will Uraka's get on without Mike Duff in their next match? We go into this one with Atletico Newmills, whose last match there, a 5-0 domination over Stackington, with the late amendment of Roy Carroll put onto the bench in place of an outfield player, which really paid off for them. Up against Dangley's, fast becoming everyone's sort of second team. Here's the Newmills side.
Dangley's is a real step up in quality, isn't it, from Stackington last time? So it should be a real interesting game.
What do you make of the Atletico Newmills setup today?
I like it. It's good to see Scally come into the midfield, and we can see there's 3 new ones on the bench there, and Mike Taylor's got his place on the bench as well. So we're sticking with the keeper on the bench theme. But yeah, I'm still intrigued by Michael Hughes. He's played all right so far. Still won't be signing him as yet, but if you look at the team, it's a real good balanced team that we've got, and yeah, again, Ronaldinho up front. It's seen that twice so far. It's not paid off as yet, but maybe he can get a goal today.
Yeah, he's certainly looking for some chances today. I mean, Neil Scally's coming for Gattuso in the first team, and obviously Taylor in as the replacement for Barthez. George McCartney joined the bench as well as a Northern Ireland signing there, and I think that they're set up for a decent performance here. I don't think they've got squad number recommendations. They don't. Sigalko taking that number 10 shirt. And the Danglies, unchanged.
Well, it's great to see Dean Saunders getting a run out. He's set the world alight so far. So let's hope he can add to that average rating. All it takes is a 4, isn't it? And he's improving. So
Things can only get better.
Yeah, I mean, I like the team. In the heyday, there'd be decent team, and they might be challenging for 5th or 6th in the league. But they've not started too well. But I have faith, and hopefully they might nick a goal today.
Yeah, so they're coming off a 5-0 defeat while Atleti are coming off a 5-0 victory. I don't think it's a 10-goal swing, this kind of game. But yeah, it promises to provide us with some goals at some point. And yeah, definitely. I mean, I've said it about the other games so far. I'm looking forward to it. Genuinely, this one is exciting as well. We kick off at Castle Grayskull. It looks like Dangley's first home game there to launch the speed up a little bit. And we've had Nistelrooy putting one wide and a save from Tony Warner. Unfortunately, Elmander with the third chance for, I say unfortunately for Dangley's, Atleti make a 1-0 lead. Chance for Michael Hughes. It certainly is all Atletico Newells at this point.
Yeah, they're looking good coming forward, but Warner's having another good game in goal.
He is keeping his team in matches to a point. Van Nistelrooy with one over the bar as well. Yeah, Traore is getting the run around, but he's performing very, very well in terms of how he's doing. And Michael Hughes with another one there for Veron. Veron coming forward as well. Half time at 1-0. There'll be, I think, Danglies will come out of this thinking, yep, we're losing, but we're not doing too badly.
Yeah, and kudos to Dean Saunders as well in the 6. It's double his average rating for the season so far, so he's having a great game up front there. Like you say, it's been all Atleti really. Danglies, they just need to create some chances next. They've not really passing it very well either. Only 46% of passes, so they're looking a lot better defensively. They just need to work on that attack now. But Saunders is certainly doing his best.
Yeah, he must have had a bit of a talking to with Mr. Wooder over the week. I think a morale boost for him. Van Nistelrooy certainly performing very well in that first half, and the fact that Atleti had 15 shots, credit to Tony Warner, but also a credit to Atleti for how they're playing generally. I can see this being
15 on target is a little worrying, but I mean they're creating a load of chances. They're having a lot of the ball. They're all playing fairly well. Ferdinand probably won't had too much to do in defence, but yeah, the Elmander, Ronaldinho, and Van Nistelrooy all started really well. So could be an interesting second half.
Yeah, we head straight over to 60 minutes, barring any injuries at this point. A very quiet start to the second half. The first attack going forward, they've had a few chances from that attack. Substitution, the time is just ticking away to right the way to 63. Dangley's making no changes. They have no plans for changes as it stands. Whereas Atleti, their substitutions are Sigalko to come on for Ronaldinho. Again, Ronaldinho playing all right up front, but not scoring any goals. And less than 82%. Anybody there?
Michael Hughes was looking a bit rough. He looks like he's probably picked up a potential injury.
So Hughes and Elmander, realistically, substitute-wise, I mean, Michael Hughes with Barry Ferguson.
Gattuso on his centre mid as well, or Barry Ferguson, yeah, either of those.
Yeah, Elmander's coming off as well. So the alternative is George McCartney off and Delivio into midfield, but I think that Gattuso in place of Elmander would be pretty ideal.
Natural position centre mid, that's his better rating on the editor, so he's I'm sure he'll slot in fine there.
Oh, absolutely fine, perfect for Atleti. In a way, I don't think they've weakened whatsoever by making any changes. So
it could be argued Michael Hughes going off has weakened them.
Well, actually, to be honest, for how he's been playing this season, there's a goal though straight away, and Ruud van Nistelrooy makes it 2-0 and 3-0 from Barry Ferguson. coming off the bench and scoring. So the substitutes, I mean, Gattuso's playing well as well. They've made a big difference with these. And Sigalko with the goals, another substitute.
Yeah, they've just freshened it up a bit and taken charge now.
Inspired substitutions from the manager there. Bjorn Torre coming off. I mean, there's not long to go.
Or Poulsen plays defensive
Poulsen
mid,
can slot into that position. At 91 minutes, they'd be disappointed to lose a player. But we go into the last few seconds, straight to the final whistle. And Dean Saunders, yep, he's improved to an average rating of 4 now. Tony Warner really standing out for his team as keeping them within the game. But you look over at the performances for the opposition, and those substitutes have done a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're freshening things up, but I mean, on the balance of play and looking at the stats, of 4-0 is probably only fair, really. They did a lot better with the shooting on target in the second half. But Dangley's, I mean, they were in the game for a while. Maybe it's the substitutes that just showed the strength of that athletic squad. And they're obviously a lot fitter as they're coming on as well. So that's where the goals tended to start going in.
Yeah, they is that 9 goals without reply from their 2 league games, Atleti, and 9 goals without reply past Tony Warner for Dangley's. So you know, they're opposite ends of the table after 2 games. Will they be there towards the end of the season? Probably. You're looking at you know, certainly a top half, bottom half split between these 2 teams. Going into that, Traore is tackling, fantastic. Really good tackling for him. 5 key tackles. And into Atleti, obviously they've not had to do much tackling, but it's Van Nistelrooy winning some key headers there. Some really good passing from Ronaldinho. You can see, you know, domination through that game. We go into the next one of 76ers versus Blues. And 76ers are still in the cup. They've been drawn against Radaby, and basically how some people are considering basically in the quarterfinals, the winner of that are likely to be favourites for the competition. A 5-0 win there, and their previous league game, a 2-1 win over Los Huracas as well. Heading into this match against the Blues, the selection has changed a little bit.
Yeah, again, it's like the anchor formation, isn't it? So it's a nice solid base. I do like a 5-3-2 or a 5-4-1. They're always makes you solid at the back, but give you plenty of power going forward. And we've seen a lot of goals from them so far. I do like the team. I think Baumer and Cafu as wing backs should get plenty of assists through the season. Sigalko up top, obviously up front on his own. And Marquinhos an interesting player. He seems to have played well so far.
Yeah, I mean, you keep keeping Marquinhos in slightly not perfect fitness, but I don't think it's so much of a worry when he's performed as well as he has done so far. I think going straight into the game for them, they'll be pretty confident. And Dublin Blues bring in 2 new substitutes to their side, and again, it's a strong side.
Yeah, I like it. I like Totti in there. I mean, he never doesn't always pull up trees, but he's an excellent player really in the game. Zeriberto down the left is really good. He's always up there in the World Player of the Year stakes, and Zambrotta's is an interesting one on the right as well. So I do like the setup. There's plenty in midfield, isn't there, to keep hold of the ball. So hopefully we can see a nice even game here.
Yeah, Zeriberto, of course, massive on assists, isn't he, as well? So, has he started this season with any assists here? No, but he's only played the 1 game. Blues, last time out, a win over Radaby. It's a big win, a statement there saying they're going to be up there towards the end of the season. I know if it's only 1 game, but if they can beat a team such as Radaby, they've got to be up there.
Yeah, and they weren't the best either. They only had 1-9 in there, didn't they? And a lot of them were 7. So if they can play to the potential, then who knows what they can do.
Absolutely. They've got 2 squad number selections, and I think it's Said at 14 and Agahawa, who has been offered a contract there. He is unhappy. He has been offered a contract. They select those for the game. Stefan Wittberg refereeing the game. And we're underway And Zeriberto with the first chance of the match, just putting it over the bar. It's been enough action for a graveyard already. With a yellow card for Walter Samwell. And I think, I was going to say we've seen more Blues attack so far. Van Nistelrooy getting the opening goal. It probably reflects the match so far that they are edging it a little bit. And Vieira with a second. 2-0. I don't think I expected this, but they've deserved it so far.
Yeah, they have. They've had certainly more of the play. I haven't really seen 76 have too much in front of goal yet.
No, we're even on yellow cards now, 1-1 heading in towards the end of the first half. But the 2-goal margin is certainly looking great for the Blues. And an injury to Takanadi at this point. I mean, Mark Van Bommel is a ready-made substitute. I know Milewski's there, but Van Bommel is much more the defensive midfield substitution. Takanadi will be a loss to the 76ers after how he started the season. But into half-time we go. And Buffon performing very, very well and keeping the score down.
Yeah, I think he's had to so far, hasn't he? Yeah, five shots on target, 2 goals. 76ers, they need to start playing better in the second half, creating more chances, but I think they've got the capability of doing so.
Yeah, Blues edging the chances. 76ers, they're not playing badly. They are just being beaten by more clinical finishing. Blues recommendation is taking off anyone bad or tired. I mean, I think we go to 60 and see that there'll be a few of these players maybe coming off. 76ers going through to the 60-minute slot with a couple of planned substitutions, which might happen as well. I think it's a good time as any to get straight on with the second half and see if the 76ers can make any changes. Totti makes it 3-0 straight away into the second half. And Van Nistelrooy with chances as well. I do think that this Blues side have really taken to the season very, very well.
Yeah, they're strong, aren't they? They've certainly buried their opponent here.
60 minutes. Yep, they have dug their own grave, 76ers. Sigalko at, if no goal, yes, there's no goal. And there's also a 5 out of 10. Kesman is brought on instead. And Nikiforenko is due to come off for Marquinhos at this point. So they make some attacking changes. And for the Blues, it was that bad or tired. I think we can see Zeriberto and Van Nistelrooy are tired, not bad.
Yeah, there's definitely no one playing bad, is there?
As far as the striker goes, is this putting David Collins up front?
Well, I don't know. Nikiforenko and Agahawa can both play a striker. Collins is possibly in his best position for me in attacking midfield. But yeah, it's either or, isn't it? Whichever one you bring on, they can both play either attacking mid or forward. So
they can. I think to bring Nikiforenko on and have Agahawa, then again Robin's looking pretty good. I think it's Robin and Agahawa maybe at this point. They are comfortably leading. Robin to go on the left and Agahawa to go up the top.
Yep, happy with that.
I mean, Totti, I wouldn't say necessarily tired at this point, but we go into this Agahawa playing up front for the last half an hour. Taribo West takes a red card. I mean, that could change the game.
Yeah, it could. I mean, this is probably where Totti gets withdrawn, isn't it? And Ibrahim Said comes on in centre back. It's I mean, he still leaves a real strong lineup, and it'll make it up. It's less of an uphill task having the man reduced, but if they get a goal early, you never know.
Collins did have the arrow, didn't he? So he'll keep the arrow there. But I think we will see some entertainment here. 76ers taking it to their opponents. Or will we? We're not seeing a lot still. It's a yellow card for Okoronkwo. I did wonder then whether it was going to be another red card.
Yeah, they're losing the discipline a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, the centre-backs all taking cards. But the comfortable 3-0 scorelines, Vieira goes into the book as well. That'll be the one thing that gets to the manager here. that maybe the discipline issue could cost them a little bit in terms of suspensions this season. But 3-0 is a very, very good result. And I mean, both Buffons have played very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's good performance from Blues. Get in front, then shut up shop by just kicking everyone. But no, they played really well at the start of the game. But 76ers, I mean, they had a few eights in there, so it's not a horrific performance. 7 shots on goal. Yeah, I think although it was 3-0, it's 76ers still got a lot to be positive about. But Blues have played really well today.
It just seems like a good battle between two teams that you'd expect to see in the top half this season. I think,
Yeah, I would think so. I'd be real surprised if 76ers kept getting beat every week. But yeah, the two good teams. It'll be interesting to see what Blues do with West Ham suspension. It does look like it was a last man, so there's probably not a lot that would happen on an appeal for that one. So they just need to keep the heads in terms of discipline for the next few games. All the rest of the defenders.
very true. I think that the Okoronkwo one was for a similar kind of thing. I'm sure it said something about last man, but I may have been wrong. You can watch back and tell me I'm wrong later on. Yeah, I mean, Sigalko didn't really perform. It's a shame for him. He's come into the side. He's not done what he's meant to have done, and Kesman has come on and done a bit of a better job there. Zeriberto, as we said, due an assist, gets man of the match. Only plays an hour.
Yeah, well, that is his quality. He's left wing back or left midfield. He's always likely to get assists and play really well. He's one of those on the game who's a world beater. There's no. It doesn't take a lot to understand why he played to lose in his 40s.
Very much so. Yeah, was he 43?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Taribo West there, maximum passing, but getting the most. Well, say the most red cards he could have got. He could have been sent off twice. Yep. Into the next game, we've got to Sons of Gondor, and really no chance. A big win over the Portsmouth side, Grove Imperials last time out, with Van Nistelrooy pressing. Their team for today, we've got Viduka wanting a new contract that has been offered as well. There's the lineup for today. I don't think we see any changes apart from on the bench.
I mean, Hasselbank only had the 7 last time, didn't he? Despite their attacking performance, but Hasselbank's a fairly decent striker. He'll get a few goals through the season. Giggs has come onto the bench. I suppose that's a slight change to it, but again, it's plenty of quality players in there, and I mean, they could have a similar performance today. We'll see.
We will indeed. Yeah, it's David Dunn that's off the bench as Giggs has returned from injury for today. That's the one change there. They've a good early performance for them. I think the manager Matthew Lucas will be very pleased with how they did. Giggs, that number 17 shirt for today. Sons of Gondor last time out, beaten by Dalgety Rangers by 2-0. We see the theme of Van Nistelrooy scoring lots of goals in this division. And Roger Freestone, he's captain for a reason, I think, for Gondor.
Yeah, it was an excellent performance by him last time. He certainly kept the score down, didn't he? And things can only get better for this team because they brought and Gary Monk. But I like the formation they play. They've got some good players. It's nice to see the concept they got going there. And James Thomas can be a world beater in some games. Lee Trundle not so much, but he's full of tricks, isn't he? So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game.
Indeed. We see the only change here is Dennis Lawrence has come into the first team for today, and he's replaced, I think it's Edwards who played the last game. It is Christian Edwards. So a more natural right back. I don't think so. Nope, just Dennis Lawrence coming in as a bit of a change.
Tate on there, isn't there? But Lawrence is a big fella, so maybe he's going to win plenty of battles in the air.
Yeah, I think he's got a good chance of just putting himself about a bit. Paulo Sosa taken off the bench for today. He performed pretty well, but maybe it's just a precaution or looking forward into future games. But
he's only on 75%. I think that might have something
to do with it.
Because,
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, he has come back from an injury, so it would make perfect sense that you've spotted the obvious, I will say, at that point. here we go with a big game. And the speed is good. It just seemed a bit slow to start with.
It's good, nothing's happening. I think that's the problem, isn't it?
We've yet to see much in terms of shooting. I mean, we could we could talk about football, but there's not much football going on at this point. There's been a chance for Romo then. It's brightened the game up a little bit. Van Nistelrooy with a chance, a good save from Freestone. And, you know, with the Liberty Stadium going into Swansea, the Vetch Field's been moved out to Sweden. And towards half-time, the highlight of the first half is quite possibly the half-time whistle.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, wasn't it? I think when the ref blew his first whistle, everyone took the knee for about 26 minutes. But Gondor have been the better team. I mean, stats look fairly even, but there's certainly been more white down the bottom. It's maybe just two decent teams cancelling each other out so far.
Yeah, Gondor looking for that sort of morale boost. They've not really been into the really no chance area, whereas they seem to, you know, they haven't even had more possession, but it's, as you say, at the bottom of the screen, there has been that little bit more going on for them. Chris Coleman, as you'd expect, impressing, the only outfield player who's reached an 8 so far in the first half. Just having a quick check at the substitutes. How do you think the second half's going to go out?
Well, hopefully, yeah, things can only get better. Like you said with a previous game, it's been pretty dull. I think Coleman and Freestone's ratings show that really have had some decent chances as well. But I mean, maybe some substitutes could liven the game a little later if things don't start to liven up soon.
Gondor have said manage where necessary, and at this point there isn't any necessary changes to make. Whereas the plan is for Real E, we're looking at Giggs and Scholes on the hour coming on, so we'll see how that goes. Kicking off that second half, a yellow card for Patrick Vieira. Is that a foul on Dennis Lawrence, I think? We go in the goal. Oh, disallowed. Sammy Hoopier had the ball in the net. And it was a disallowed one. There's been certainly a lot more action in this second half already. Chances at both ends, and the substitutions to be made with a goal for Claude Makaleli. Well, I don't think I expected Makaleli to open the scoring.
No, and it's come a bit against a run of play in this second half. Although they had much of the play, it seemed in the first half, and really have really dominated the start of this half. Unlucky with the Hoopier disallowed goal, but no, I think it'd be interesting to see now. Makaleli's got the goal. He's got a bit of an injury, hasn't he? And Thomas as well. So subs could make all the difference in this one, and we might not see the end of the scoring.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's a necessary change of taking off a potentially injured Claude Makaleli with no ready-made replacement there. But you can see James Thomas I mean, surely Mamadi Sadibi's been brought onto the bench for a reason. But
Yeah,
Rory
big
Fallon as well.
striker.
I mean, we can see Thomas coming off, but would it be Fallon or Sidibe in your mind?
I'd stick Sidibe on. Yeah. I think Trundle's a bit quicker, isn't he? Whereas Big Mamaral's good in the air. Yeah, it's something a bit different.
Yeah, it's a change that's needed just to liven things up. James Thomas not really doing a whole load this game, and the substitutions of Giggs and Scholes. Well,
Kuhl's looking a bit tired, isn't he, on 80?
Oh yes, yeah, that's a pretty obvious one for Ryan Giggs to come on. Paul Scholes would be a for Beckham, I assume, there with a 6.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'd always a bit sceptical with the yellow cards, but if there's still a substitute free, then if he does get a red, you can rearrange stuff. So yeah, Beckham's not performing very well.
Yeah, I don't think Giggs or Scholes could really pop into that role, and without that run on the player there, Veron would probably not be as useful. So yeah, Vieira, he's on a yellow, but he's very vital to the team coming back into this game, I think. Going from Makaleli's goal, we've had Real East straight on the attack since the substitutions have been made. They've had a couple of chances, and yeah, the second half has been much better than the first half. A lot more to talk about, a lot more interesting all round.
Couldn't get any worse, could it?
I don't think it could have, but we saw that there'd been 4 shots on target in that first half. Van Nistelrooy has pulled it back to 1-1. And would you back against them scoring a winner?
Oh, not neither team.
Oh, chances and a yellow card for Williams that probably slowed things down. And Roger Freestone, take a bow, man of the match.
Yeah, Freestone did excellently. Lawrence was on the 9 for a bit of the last bit as well until they got the equaliser. But yeah, it was a decent second half in the end, and I think the two teams were fairly evenly matched. Really had a lot of shots, but in terms of on target, Gondor had 5, really had 6. So it was evenly matched. I think both managers should be fairly pleased with the point there. And second half performance certainly.
Yeah, I mean the addition of Dennis Lawrence at right back has made a bit of a difference to the side. It might have been a draw.
He's probably a natural right back.
Very, very good performance. He isn't, attribute wise, doesn't seem like he's going to set the world alight, but has done a great job. And for real, substitutes have come on and done okay. Looking into the overall stats for the game, I think, Makaleli winning 6 of his 12 tackles. I'd expect him to win a few more. Chris Coleman stands out as doing well. 3 key tackles for Dennis Lawrence.
Yeah, 2 key headers as well. He had a great game at right back. Great management.
Very much so. And chances Van Nistelrooy, a lot of the chances have fallen to Van Nistelrooy. He'd be disappointed to have only scored 1. But again, I think that's probably more down to Roger Freestone than Van Nistelrooy himself.
Yeah, Bosnich had a good game in the Real League goal as well. So, yeah, I think it was a real good game in that second half.
A really good game. Brilliant. Nice ending to that one there. We're into Grove Imperials versus Trumpton Vice Squad. And last match, Trumpton edged out the OTs in a close encounter that really they had more of the game, but just couldn't finish off the OTs. They go with a slight change to their lineup. So their Lee Bowyer's come in and a bit of a change to their shape, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of Bowyer, don't we, in this division? He's not set the world alight yet, so maybe Trumpton's Bowyer can make all the difference. But it's an interesting one to have that attacking midfielder running to there with an off centre striker. I like the striker right down the middle, but it could well work. And again, it's squad full of stars. I do like Frey in goal. Hopefully, can stay on the pitch for the full game. But yeah, it looks like a good team.
It does indeed, and if Bowyer does set the world alight, Barney McGrew as manager will be out there with his fire department putting those out maybe a bit later on. It's definitely a very, very strong back four with Vieira in front. It really does make it solid there, doesn't it? They'll go into the game pretty confident that they could beat a Grove side who, of course, struggled in their opening game with their 4-0 defeat to Real No Chance. Smirtine, I think, has been offered a contract as well. It's an unchanged lineup.
Yeah, I do like the team. I don't think 4-0 quite told the full story of the game. I think these were better than the result showed, and I mean, there's plenty of quality in there. It's real decent team. I think they've got some goals in them as well. Cole and Sheringham. Sheringham's maybe not got the pace of old, but I do like him. I think it should make an interesting game, this one.
Yeah, he's a player that certainly, if he gets the chance, he's got a good opportunity to finish those off. And at home, it certainly gives them a bit more hope going forward. We are on slow commentary, but not anymore. Hadbuck Park, the first time we're playing here this season. And already we're getting plenty going on. Sigalko gets that opening goal for Trumpton playing slightly off centre. It's worked out fine for them so far.
It shows what I know, doesn't it?
It's 2-0 through Patrick Vieira, and they've got to be very, very happy with how they've started off. Grove will be thinking there's a bit of work to be done here.
All I can think is it looks a bit like Lazio Roma, and Lazio have got one back there.
It does, yeah. Teddy Sheringham. I didn't even think of it that way, but yeah, the Rome derby 3-1 as Thomas Rosicki scores.
Now this is the first half.
this makes up for a couple of first halves from today, doesn't it? It's certainly a telling time for Trumpton as
Oh,
Patrick Berger gets one back as well just before half time at 3-2. Well,
yeah, it's been a real good half of football, and 2 out of 2 for Grove on target. There. You've got to have question marks against the Trumpton keeper. I don't know who's bigging him up before the game, but they should be putting the foot in the mouth again. But yeah, I think it makes it real interesting, this one, for the second half, and
yeah,
just a goal in it.
I don't think I actually said anything about that Trumpton back five being any good. If a keeper is letting 50% or more of their shots at half time, they should be coming off, is the Trumpton recommendation. We'll have a quick look into action areas and such like. Well, they're certainly a round set of figures going on, slightly more happening. It's 3-2, 3/10 of the game down here, 2/10 of the game down there.
That's it. The stats are really reflecting the game, aren't they? But yeah, real good half so far. And I mean, to be honest, Grove's ratings, there's nothing more than a 7 there, so they've got more to show as well.
Certainly have, and those 4-8s across here suggesting that Trumpton have done better. But yep, Sebastian Frey's going to be withdrawn at half time. And
yeah, I've never rated him. Overrated.
Overrated, despite being the Dortmund goalkeeper for your recent success. Costanzo, the Bayern goalkeeper, that's conceded a lot more than Frey did this season. Yeah, it's an important change there. Any other change for Trumpton? Any potential injuries to come off at this point as well? Sigalko doesn't have one. I thought he might do. Rosicki does, and Rosicki will come off. It's an Agahauer position, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd play Agahauer in the centre of front three. Centre of midfield three.
There we are. Well, he's on the left of the three, but
Yeah,
that's where.
central midfield three. Sorry.
For Grove, substitution, I'm not sure they were making any, but I will check before we continue. See the last game. Yeah, I better do follow my own instructions, haven't they? They do have the option of potential injuries or anyone below a 6 at half time. Paul Merson, just tired. And Teddy Sheringham, just a bit tired. Prosinecki, you'd imagine, tired. Yeah. So they will continue to 60 minutes. Nobody's under a 6 at this point. So we kick off the second half. It's been a thriller so far.
Yeah, let's not curse it.
Smirtine takes a yellow card early on. Sigalko's had a chance, and Prosinecki, well, he might not be potentially injured. He's now just injured. Do you go D'Alessandro or Tim Sherwood? I don't think there's a lot of competition there, is there?
No, one's a world beater and the other's Andres D'Alessandro. So yeah, I'd get D'Alessandro on just because Sherwood would be more the defensive, I guess, and he's also a terrible manager and pundit.
Yes, views are of CM Fortuna, as you've just heard there. We head.
And I won't apologise for that one.
We continue with the game, and we're awaiting a 6th goal, which has got to come surely after that first half. But the whole 15 minutes of this half has been proving me wrong. We look at Grove substitutes. They've got any potential injuries or under 81%. I think we've got no one under 81, but then best fit substitutes below 7. I think Paul Merson is probably at 81%, actually 81. I think he's probably.
Yeah, it's not going to last too much longer, is it? It's I think if you are going to make a change, and if it was the last sub, I'd probably hold back. But yeah, get Tim Sherwood on. I've always rated him.
Yeah, bringing on a player that you've spoken very highly of this game.
He's a decent enough player on this, to be fair. Just real life's a different matter.
I think that sort of more central position there, rather than playing out on the left of the 3. And for Trumpton, we can see their substitutions and potentials. Has Sigalko now got one? Nope, he is just tired. Robin, just tired. And Veron, potential injury, will come off. That will be this position,
I suppose
Henri
it's got to be
with Robin back.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Yeah, it's better than NDI's better at the centre back, isn't he? So yeah, I'd put Henri in there out those options on the bench.
It's not Sigalko. That's just a complete oversight there. Veron off, Henri, Robin. There we are. Any other changes suggested by these so far?
I don't think they can make one.
Oh, they've made all three. They made a goalkeeper change. Good spot. Yeah. we we go into the rest of the game now. And the commentary slowed down again. There's been chances. Nothing really standing out too much in this half. Substitutions have certainly dominated the action.
Yeah, it's mirrored the last game, hasn't it?
Henri comes off the bench, gets the fourth goal for the side, and has probably clinched that there for Trumpton. A sixth goal, making the difference. Grove failing to get a shot on target in that second half, but Trumpton have come out and shown that they probably, on reflection, deserve the game.
Yeah, Grove didn't get going really in the second half, but good performance from them first half, and Trumpton done really well all game. There's some good performance in their team, some good ratings. So yeah, deserve the win, I think, on the balance of play.
Patrick Berger's come off pretty well, and David Unsworth. But yeah, you got Ferdinand, Vieira, Henri, Costanzo's come on and done a good job. Sigalko, not quite sure what Costanzo's necessarily done to not have to save anything, but he's done a job apparently.
Oh, he's inspired them with confidence. That's what he's done.
Just that little bit of. I mean, look at David Unsworth there, 14 tackles won.
Yeah, great performance at the back, and yeah, there's a lot to be pleased about in that performance for both teams. So looking good for the rest of the season if they keep that level of performance up.
Definitely another interesting one here. We've got Dalgety Rangers versus Stackington Colliery. Dalgety winning their opening game there. Dodgers 2, Gondor 0. Their team for today, it's attacking.
Yeah, Van der Vaart in the midfield and Riquelme as well. That'll. I mean, they're likely to score goals, get some assists through the season. I like the Zarazu and Zanetti as fullbacks. Again, they're pretty good going forward as well. Brocek's probably not at the strength at this early point in season one as a lot of other strikers in the league, but he's got a goal so far. Good stats, and he does develop into a good player. So. Yeah, I like the lineup. I don't think there's any outstanding areas of weakness, and I do like Kiotis in goal too.
Yeah, it's generally pretty strong all round, isn't it? Certainly stronger and more normal than the opposition for this game. Stackington Colliery, they've come on the back of a cup win, another good performance from Dr. Kamalo. But when you think about their opening game, a 5-0 defeat from Atletico New Mills, who have done well today. I think Stackington need a performance today.
Yeah, they've been really poor so far in the league, and there's only one man to blame for that. But it's I mean, the lineup there, Gattin has gone into attacking midfield rather than Paulo Sergio last game. A couple of changes they've had through the season so far. So once they find the best team, I think they'll do all right in the league, really.
Yeah, the debut in the league for Mason Javan as well, after his goal in the cup, Elbert, performance-wise, a 5. He's been replaced for the starting lineup this game. It's going to be interesting. A change at the back as well. That Silvestre has come inside, and Milevski will be at left back for the game. So a few changes. Will it make a difference? I'd like to think so, but it's going to be a big one. Here we go at the Jebtec Arena.
Good start from Stackington, but good save from Kiotis.
There have been chances of both Van Nistelrooys, as far as I'm aware. And Saeed with a chance with his giant run up the pitch. Broadcheck with a chance. The goalkeepers are performing okay so far.
Yeah,
Saeed with another one. Just coming up to just over half an hour, and both teams, it's a very even match. But we've reached the point where not a lot has gone on towards the end of the half. The teams will need that break. De Gers with the last chance of the half there. A half where defence for Stackington has had to perform.
Yeah, it's been fairly balanced. De Gers have had the one more shot, but Volodenko, it was flicking between 7 and 8. He's just gone on to a 7 before half time. But yeah, Stackington have the three best performers outfield so far. But it's an even game, and it's all to play for in the second half.
Yeah, when you look at the action areas, I mean, possession Stackington have a bit more, and all the little areas suggest Stackington have edged it. It's very, very even. And I think at this point, both managers will be, I don't know, maybe De Gers will be a little bit disappointed that they've not got a goal. Stackington probably on the back of a 5-0 defeat will be thinking this is a bit of a relief. Nicky Ferenko is carrying a potential injury, but at this point, I think it's looking at a 60-minute job for Dr. Kamalo.
Well, the doctor could have a look at it at half time, couldn't he, and see if it's a bad injury?
Well, very true. He's probably examining it right now. And for De Gers, their plans for substitutes are it's anyone 45 or below now. It's not happening. Anyone 60 or below. Yeah, at 60 minutes, anyone 6 or below. Get on with the second half. And through there, De Gers with the first chance of the half. Javan has gone and scored for Stackington. His first league goal puts them 1-0 up. And Nicky Ferenko with a second. It was a good job he didn't come off. And 2-1. 2-1. I didn't see who scored. Can you tell me who scored? Because I didn't see.
It was Riquelme, I think. They had a good start to the second half. The away team, they're unlucky not to score, and then two for Stackington, and that goal from, I think it was Riquelme, has made it look really interesting for this last half an hour.
Thank you. It's one of those things where at that point of the game, around 60 minutes, I've just got to watch the clock, make sure the substitutes are as close around that time as possible.
Biased as a home manager.
Kamalo coming on. Saeed's going to stay on. I think Duff's going to need to come off, and he is going to need to come off. The change that makes most sense is probably that Agat's going to go to the back, and Wilfried Baumer is going to come on.
Yeah, there's either that or Song can play everywhere, can't they?
Just about everywhere, and apart from in goal, yeah. I think Dr. Kamalo is going to be made captain as well at this point. And for Rangers, anyone 6 or below, I mean, there are 5 of them.
Yeah, take them all off.
We'll have a look and see what's going on. We've got Lizarazu, Riquelme, Broadcheck, all the ones that are there. Well, Riquelme, Broadcheck, Lizarazu's going to come off here for Zauri, I imagine.
Yeah, Zauri's natural left back, so he can go in there.
And then to have a look at any other 6ers, Nicky Ferenko, Van Nistelrooy. I mean, we've got natural players to go into these positions, haven't we?
Yeah, that's it. It's just whether you go for all 3 or just make the 2 and see if there's any more injuries later on. You don't want to go down to 10.
It's true. I mean, it's an Agahauer, or is it?
Yeah, I'd go Agahauer over Robin at this stage in the game.
Yeah, the core substitutes. I think generally teams don't make 3 unless they absolutely need to. They are only 1 goal down as well. If they lose a player, it will cost them. And Agahauer's made an impact already by having a chance. It definitely is. Look at there, he is. He's scored the equaliser, and the substitutes have worked really well as he scores his 2nd goal. Perfect for them at this point.
Great subs from Rangers.
absolutely inspired changes there. Stackington have absolutely no answer to them at the moment. And a fourth goal, Riquelme with his second. And Stackington, Barry Ferguson there, the injury, Barry Ferguson coming off, Robin coming on. And
I'd swap Robin and Van der Vaart. Oh, there is only a few, I guess.
yeah, at 93 minutes, looking into that, it's just where we are. Stackington looked great, finished terribly.
Yeah, I think the manager's had a bit of a nightmare with his substitutions. But no, I think Rangers' goal just before the subs made all the difference, and putting Agahauer on, he's got a couple of goals, and they've really turned it around in the second half. Good performance from Riquelme. They had more shots, and Stackington up to the subs. They were looking at 8s and 9s, some of them. But yeah, Rangers came back into it and finished strongly. So the real good performance from the away team.
Definitely, and you see how it's changed around here. That the Gers have really attacked when they've come into that area. They've put the pressure on Stackington and finished very, very well. There are, for a team that's been beaten by 2 goals, is at least some things to look positively on there. Nicky Franco was a bit of a loss when he came off, and Jai winning 10 tackles and 7 of them key. But this is where it's at. Look at the performance there that they've turned around with a lot of positive ratings there.
Yeah, great performance from Agahauer off the bench, and so Riquelme did really well. An assist for Zanetti, assist for Barry Ferguson. Again, we've seen quite a few injuries tonight, so again, hopefully it's not too bad that he's picked up, because he's played really well. But good team performance. Brodsek played well throughout. He was on a 7 when others were on 6, and then the rest of the team started performing too, and so came into the game strongly, and probably deserved the win on the balance of play.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When you've got a team attacking that well in the second half, then there's no answer to it. I don't know how Robin came on and the game finished, and he made a pass, but it didn't pay off. The poorest player on the pitch. And this time round, from the away teams not scoring goals last time, you've got a lot of them for them. Is that 20?
It is, yeah, 20 and only 7 for the home teams.
So a huge turnaround. And you see, on the basis of the performances here, the top 7 all played away. It's a very interesting statistic to come off with. I know it's only 2 games in, but the top 7 have all taken those top 7 places in the table. Atletico New Mills will be extremely happy that their squad has produced 9 goals without reply. The Dublin Blues as well, nothing conceded. Whereas down at the other end of the table, Otis and Dangley's yet to score. Stackington and Grove have scored, but are not getting any points. Do you see the teams at the top of the table being those teams that are going to be there this season?
Yeah, I think so. The ones at the top, they'll be there or thereabouts. But I mean, there's probably a split in both leagues. Isn't there? Some really strong teams, some in the middle, and some down the bottom. But I mean, even from Otis downwards, the teams that have no points, there's still plenty of positives they've all had between them. Grove played well in the first half. Stackington started well until they got beaten later on, and Dangley had improved from the first performance, certainly in the first half, with that defensive performance.
Yeah, defensively,
They're doing all right.
with Dean Saunders playing that little bit better as well, it gives them a bit of hope, doesn't it? I think, I don't know. I mean, personally, being a manager in this division, I do feel the top 9 have an edge over the bottom 5. Looking into the strength of the squads, Stackington, I don't see them finishing bottom 3, and I really hope they don't. But they haven't started greatly. But you look at the top 9 teams and think there's a lot of positives about those teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality in your squad too, though. There's a Stackington. I think they'll be out at the bottom. There's plenty of good players in there. I think you're downplaying it a bit there because of your poor performances so far. But yeah, the teams at the top, I think will be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. And Ruud van Nistelrooy is really ripping the league apart.
Yeah, two 10 out of 10s from there. Just a quick look into the things. Van Nistelrooy's on 3 goals, both of him, and 2 Riquelmes on 2 goals. Mike Duff with his great performance for Iraqas. There's only been 2 penalties, they've both been scored. Into the assists, Paul Merson, despite going off with his injury, has managed to produce himself 2 assists. Into the cards, we've got the Vieiras are certainly doing a good job in there, or a bad job. Red cards, Taribo West picks up the only one. Van Nistelrooy, of course, 2 man of the matches. Roger Freestone in there, and yeah, just that quick return to those. Team of the week. There's it's always interesting. There always seems to be one player of a certain name into there every time.
Yeah, and Agahawa's in there despite his cameo role really in Rangers' performance.
Yeah, as a substitute to get straight into the team, he must have played extremely well. Zeriberto, we expected him in there, and Jai from Stackington. I've talked about Freestone a lot today in how he's played. And it's nice to see a couple of Ronaldinhos there on the bench.
The manager's had a bit of a nightmare in putting Duff at right back behind Cafu with Duff's 2 goals there. So whoever manages that team of the week wants shooting.
We have a look at the fixtures for next round, and we see that the top 7 are all now at home, and they play teams in the bottom half. We've got De Gers up against Angles, and that promises to be an interesting one there with the way that De Gers has started the season. Very attacking. Maybe Agahawa will get his way into the first team. And we'll leave you with that, knowing that the next round of games is next Saturday. So we will be a whole week away. It's been great to have you on today, CM Fortuna.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.